Hi, my lovies. This is Christina with Karma's Eye Psychic LLC here on Universal Spirit Podcast. We are now in episode 4 of our magical series. And today we will be talking about tattoos and how tattoos can be magical. So join me with this very, short episode of, the magic of tattoos. And people are wondering, how can tattoos be magical? Well, first off, for those of you who have tattoos, every single one of those, pieces of art have a very deep meaning for you. It can be symbolic of spirituality. It could be someone that you know. It could be their initials. It could be the footprints of your kids, pictures of your most, your favorite cartoon character, and etc. Tattoos are about self-expression, but like on self, right? We don't want to mess up or mix up or make any mistake as to what it is we stand for, especially our favorite quotes that we may have, right? Tattoos are permanent ink markers on the body. These markers include the colors, the shape, images, numbers, and oftentimes, if you are a practicing, magical practitioner, you would tattoo sigils onto your body. It could be sigils that you've created for yourself and what they mean to you, or sigils that are very well known, especially in the spiritual community. If you see, a pentagram or a Star of David, or if you see the triquetra, or you see the Ankh, those are some examples of, spiritual shapes and symbols that we are very familiar with. The cross, and just, whatever symbols have meaning to you. And people who get tattoos because they were in the Marines, or the Army, or, for whatever sorority they're involved in, right? So, most of us know that written words, or pictorial hieroglyphs project power, meaning and energy. This is no different when choosing a tattoo. And again, it is a permanent marking on your body, so it will show forever. When we get a tattoo, there's a specific message, right, or intention, which are the first steps to a good magical spell, right? Because think about it. You are communicating through art, and you are communicating this art through, placing it on your body where certain people will see it, right? So if lovers, just people that you get really close to, whoever you really want to see this tattoo is, basically how you place it on your body, right? The first step it's the first step to a good magical spell. And second, you get really specific on where the tattoo will be placed on your body. It's very important, and that determines if this will be seen or hidden, right? So then the intention becomes whether you want it to be seen, and then if you want it to be hidden. So now you've got, two intentions there. Also, another intention, so far we have made 3 steps into a powerful magic spell. Next, you will decide on colors, right? Some of us will prefer to do black and white art. If you've seen a lot of, like type of Betty Boop, stained type art, usually stays to like black and white, right? The rebel skulls and rebel hearts and stuff like that are usually black and white. And then, people who want the earth or pretty much anything in color, because you need the colors for the meaning to be that much more, expressed. Some tattoos being the basic black and outline, and others are flamboyantly colorful. The color is an expression of how you feel or resonate with the message you are attempting to send. Some people say that black and white, all black tattoos are boring, but the person who is carrying the pictorial, the picture, or the symbol, really resonated with it just being just black. There are some, tattoos that are all in red. Some of us just resonate better with different colors. And also get very familiar on which colors you resonate with, because I have spoken before about candle magic and candle colors. Some people don't do well with certain colors, rather around them, or even on them. I have a thing where I don't particularly like to burn black candles. I don't actually like to touch black candles, to be honest with you. Not to say that it's all bad or anything. It's just, I know for a fact black does not resonate well with me. For those of you who know that when I make candles for you and you want to purchase a black candle, the black candles will be sent to you rather than having a white candle, which I can burn for you. So that's kind of what you got to know, just know which colors resonate with you, that work out, in your favor the most. A lot of us, work very well with red, having that high energy and that passion and that drive. So if you want to make something in red, I would definitely say go for it. But that's another episode in another series. Okay. Tattoos are, in my opinion, okay, because like I said in our last episode, you are the material, you are the spiritual material, you are the wand, right? You are the flame, you are the candle, you are the spiritual tool. And tattoos being a powerful tool is because of the resonance, to a very indifferent and cruel world. A lot of things, obviously we all have life, right? We all been through life, and life be life, and sometimes, right? And we have to all get through it. And we just need some sort of comfort. There's a lot of people who go and get tattoos because it's a sort of comfort for them. And then you get addicted to it, right? Then it's like you want to write all the messages, and you want all the symbols on your body, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. I strongly encourage it because I currently have 9 tattoos. They go straight down my back. So trust me, I definitely encourage, and I can show pictures of those if you guys are interested as well. Okay, but yes, so the last message is that yes, your body is a powerful spiritual tool or vessel for manifestation. Imprinting onto your body, you're creating the world from the inside out, or you're creating your world from the inside out, especially in the event that lead up to your decision to get the tattoo in the first place, right? So it's kind of like something inside of you moved you, something spoke to you. People usually contact their ancestors, or they keep having, repetitive dreams. People who are very aware of their life's purpose, or people who are just, I'm just fascinated with diamonds, or I'm just fascinated with, the ocean, or, the angel of death fascinates me, and Santa Morta, and etc., and Jesus, and whichever. So it's like the things that we hold strongest to our heart are imprinted on us, obviously. And also, like when we write people who have passed on, write their name, their birth date, sometimes we have pictures of them so we don't forget them, right? That's for people to see who we think, is important to us, or what we think is important to us, The next tattoo that I was looking to get was to get the word semperfi, which in Latin means always faithful. And it's just something that speaks to me because I feel like that's how I've always lived life. Things get challenging, but it's kind of like I believe that things will work out, so I keep going. Yes, I have made very, very sad, very emotional posts, but the truth is, in general, deep down, all of us want to keep going, right? Even if we don't like what is happening to us at the moment, in general, we all want to keep living. So we surround ourselves with things that allow life to be better while we are living, right? Regardless of the situation. What kind of tattoos do you guys have? And what do they mean to you? And what inspired you to get them? Do you think of them as spiritual symbols? Do you think of them about, as your mental health, crutch, or your your happy place. And obviously you get tattoos that are going to make you happy, right? Or at least going to make you what you think, or anyone thinks, more attractive, or, really cool, looking, or whatever. People get symbols in other languages and, just do some very awesome artwork for real on your body, because people believe that their body is a canvas. This is some type of, spiritual. It's a spiritual magnetism where we feel, we own our bodies, right? A lot of us feel like we do own our bodies, and that regardless of what we're told to do day to day with work, we still feel like we own ourselves. And it's almost like we know, or people who get tattoos know that, this is permanent. And when I pass on, I know I want these symbols to remain with me. I want them to remain with me and my body. And really gives a sort of like a world map of, the person's life, right? You can really learn a lot about people by reading their tattoos, or just seeing what kinds of tattoos that they have, because, they tell a story of, where they've been, where they want to go, where they're currently at, like mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, right? The things that used to mean something to them, just a whole story of, transformation, right? And just life adventure, right? I'm pretty sure soon we're going to be getting QR codes tattooed to ourselves. But I did in fact throw out the idea that people might soon get QR codes on their gravestones, because if you scan it and click it, you get to see what that person's life was like. I wonder if anybody's ever gotten a QR code tattoo. Let me know in the comments if you decide you want to comment. But that's it, my lovies. That's the magic of tattoos. Thank you for joining me in this short episode. I'll see you in the next episode, episode 5, and I can't quite remember what we were talking about, but this is Christina with Karma's Eye Psychic LLC here on Universal Spirit Podcast. See you in the next episode. Bye, lovies.